Carson's Corner is a black LGBTQ-owned small business. They sell merchandise and apparel on pop culture franchises such as Dragon Ball, King of the Hill, Sailor Moon, and of course and most importantly, Power Rangers. If you're interested in getting their amazing merch, be sure to check them out at carsoncorner.com. Link will be down below.
I'm hungry. Anyone else hungry? I'm pretty hungry.
I could go right here, so let's go.
I could go for some soup as long as I don't go to that one restaurant.
I mean, I'd rather that restaurant than any other restaurant, but that's neither here nor there.
Hold on. Let me write a Yelp review. Ambience sucks. The steak here tastes suspiciously like human, and the chef smells like a crab. 1 star.
My complaint is no seasoning.
Anyways, welcome guys to Morphin Network, where it's Morphin time all the time. I'm your host, Astro Red, and here we'll be doing Rider Time Archives, Kamen Rider Amazon. Next to me is Time Rider Zero.
Oop.
And we got Jared.
Oh wow, the host that's late is giving me crap. Not this.
First of all, I wasn't late, okay? I was actually the first one here. I just went to go heat up some food, so don't try that with me.
Mm-hmm. That's not what the live stream is saying.
Lies.
Okay, time to jump into the cannibal spot because this is the jungle law. We're doing episodes 9 and 10. And for everyone out there, please stay safe because I don't know if it's because of the Pokemon Go event today, but there's hail where it's normally sunny, and there is a drought where it normally rains. I don't know what's going on here. Someone must have woken up Groudon Kyogre or something.
Nope. Sorry, that was me.
I don't know what to tell you. I've got cookies.
What?
I got
you went to dark side. June.
Don't be hating. I got crumble.
Okay. So, to the Amazon Virgin, what'd you think of these 2 episodes?
I told you we're not going to be doing that anymore.
Nah. The Virgin viewer, what did you think? And now that the big reveal is out of what? Well, sort of out. What do you think so far of the sort of big reveal?
First off, I kind of called it a little bit when I was rewatching it.
Mm-hmm.
I called it.
Well, and not hard. I guess for those who've seen Black Sun, then going into this, it's like, oh wow, they're copying Black Sun, but no, this did it first, then Black Sun.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things you see in Black Sun happen here in Amazon. It's not just the whole reveal.
Yeah, down to the spoiler.
Listen, let me talk to my my mom hasn't seen it yet, and if I tell her to see it, she doesn't like it. She's gonna kick my behind.
You're a bad son for making your parent watch that.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually a good son because I'm protecting myself.
How are you protecting yourself by making your mom watch one of the most messed up things?
No, I said I'm not, you Riri.
Wow. Cancel Mike Brogdon already. Hashtag canceled.
Hashtag save Furbus.
You're canceled harder than a person playing a certain video game that I've never played yet.
But anyways, we get into the episode, Did we get into episode? This the poster say that the restaurant is closing,
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna make it very simple. Who here has seen the movie Blade? Anyone here seen Blade?
Really? Is that a question?
I'm surprised. I'd be surprised if someone here hasn't seen the movie Blade. But it starts off basically like Blade. A couple walks in to have dinner together, but it's a trap.
It wasn't a couple. It wasn't a couple. It was a single dude.
Oh well. Still, it's a trap. And it's weird. I could have sworn it was a couple. Anyways, but the point is, it's a trap because the only thing on the menu is Soylent Green, and as we all know, Soylent Green is made of people. Oh, come on.
Just gonna finish my cookie.
No.
Anyways,
No.
just so the fast version, as Mel Brooks would write it. The restaurant has a bunch of non-threatening Amazons just eating human flesh that happens to go into the that happens to wander into the restaurant. But the thing is, they're staying inside the restaurant. They're not leaving the restaurant. They won't start a fight. They just stay until they're not able to maintain their human forms, and then they go outside to die. And I mean, I could have this whole conversation about Parasite the Maxim, but I mean, at least it's not like the apartment building where you're intentionally luring humans. So the main characters, they do their usual shtick. They try to get inside the restaurant, pretending to be, we want to do some Yelp reviews, and then they get attacked, knowing they're going to be attacked. They have a fight, but then what's his name? Haruka. I swear to God, that sounds like a girl's name.
No, let's get first off, Misaki is he's hilarious. Like the interactions between him, Haruka, and just the others is just so good. And then they get a notification about the bug. The guy. First off, I'm thinking, this man's losing his appetite, turning into an Amazon, losing control because man ain't put no seasoning in these patties.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the seasonings?
Where's the salt?
Where's the paprika?
Yeah, where is the seasoning? So they go fight.
That's one delicious cookie, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that from the crumble cookie?
Yeah.
Well, how's the dark side taste?
Delicious.
Remember the emo song? E's for emotions that ruin everything. M is for misery. O is for on the dark side. Won't you come join us? We got some free cookies. Cookies!
They had them cookies though, but yeah.
They
fight.
Crumble cookies, and those are good.
Crumble cookies is the best.
But yeah, so Haruka is he has a conversation with one of the dinner guests, and they're like,
"Oh, we're going straight to there. We're going okay." So
wait. Before we get into that, can we just notice the fact that they want the cover and the Lord give me strength.
First off, Nozomi pulls off that disguise. Wow, because she can get it.
She's a girl.
And I love how Misaki is like, no. Mamoru is like, you gotta smile like this. And, Misaki brings it up.
Mamoru is too precious for this world.
Yeah, basically Misaki's like, hey, you looking like that? You gotta smile. You look like you belong. And she's like, I belong. No, you gotta smile. Show it, Mamoru. And she
Yeah, actually, you know what? Where's Blue Lady? She needs to teach some smile lessons. And yeah, so they raid the place. The dude turns into a crab, Amazon. I assume it's a crab, not a lobster, right? It's a Melicastraka. Who cares? I'm allergic to it either way. And of course, Haruka's confronted with one of the dinner guests, and they're like we don't want to harm anyone. We're just staying here for the rest of our lives until we lose our ability to maintain our human form. The human walks in, fine. We're gonna eat him because we just have to eat. Apex predator. Don't add me with that PETA nonsense. But
no,
but we're not trying to actively hurt you. And Haruka's like, damn.
She's bad. That's why.
We the baddies.
No. She a baddie. That's the reason why. She's bad, and I can see why. He was down bad for Shawty.
Jared, go in the corner, Jared.
How about hush up, boy?
How about go in the corner?
Boy, I'll slap you.
Bring it on.
I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna take your food.
Bring it on. One thing you ain't gonna do is take my food.
Yeah, whatever.
My sister already does that.
That sucks to suck. As I was saying, so Haruka is just like learning more and more. Like, okay, there are not bad Amazons out there,
Mhm.
and obviously you got the Nozama pharmacy over here getting ready that miss, but then you got Tachibana on the other side setting up Sigma.
Mhm.
So what does he do?
Sigma.
He lures Jin
Yeah, Gene.
by using
June
Jun.
learns Gene over.
Yes.
Where's Jen when you need her?
And we are like,
Shout
wait
out
a
to
minute,
Jen.
ain't he dead?
Mhm.
Yes. Yes, he is. So that's more of a story we're gonna get into for episode 10. For this, homeboy is just basically he's like he uses his old chest ways like what he was before he was alive. He's like, I'm gonna checkmate you in 5 moves. But that's how the episode ends. Back to the restaurant though. So yeah, they're fighting. They're fighting basically Boken's allergies. So he ain't gonna win this fight.
I ain't gonna win this one. At least not from close range.
Yeah. So, but before we talk about them, this brought an idea to my head. Hear me out. Is it messed up that they're eating humans? Yes. Is it messed up that they're doing it again in Black Sun? Yes. But here's the difference between here and Black Sun. Here's the difference. Here it can be justified. Hear me out. You know, the restaurant's doing nothing wrong. They're serving the Amazons, keeping them at bay, if anything, right? What if the Nozama pharmacy that knows about this already funds this legitimately? Just get the government involved. Have the Nozama fund a special task force of just taking the lowest of the low of criminals, like last week's psychopath, right? Have him as an example. Have him locked up. Have him escorted to the Nozama pharmacy in a special holding cell until it's his time to be sent over to the restaurant, where then he will be served up to the Amazons that cause no harm, cause no trouble. And if one does, they let them out, right? And that's where the restaurant serves them up to the extermination team. Full circle. So take your Buffalo Bills, serve them up.
The one issue I have with that, as great as that is, what you are saying, because this is giving me Scanner Darkly vibes, and I'm loving it. I'm just letting you know I'm loving it. But here's where I have an issue with that.
Oh, please do tell.
And it's the same issue I have with the way they do it with Black Sun. The undesirables. Who do we define as undesirables? Now, okay, serial killer like the last episode, you're right. Yeah,
guys right. Like that. I mean, like those type of people.
Yeah,
like the worst of the worst. If you're innocent, no, you're good.
No, the question is though, how do we know they're not gonna go like full? What's it called? God, what was it?
Mad with Power?
No. What's that movie called? Anarchy, Election Year, Purge. That's the one.
Purge.
It's like, yeah, if you're homeless, you're undesirable.
Well, no. I think that's where it's like where there's going to be the regulations that come in where they know for a fact, like, if you're just homeless, you're homeless. That's fine. You don't mess with them. But if you're the lowest of the low criminals and you're in their system, that's where you'd be sent to the Nozama pharmacy.
Yeah.
So like you have to have done something heinous to be
very heinous.
Like you have to do something like the Jamoto punching a baby type of heinous.
Oh no, or worse. They kick the can Jamoto punching the baby.
Yes, that exactly. You have to be a Jamoto hitting a baby, that type of despicable, to be put in the system, to be sent over to the Nozama pharmacy system, where they will transfer you over, and then once your time is ready, they send you to the restaurant, and then you're served up. And then if Amazon can't handle their food no more, extermination team takes them, and then they get paid. So it's a full circle thing, so that the Nozama, they everybody gets business, everybody's getting paid, and we're taking out the criminals of the world.
Yeah. Yeah. See, like I like to think of it as I like to compare that to what's it called? Scanner Darkly, where where you got this privatized police force and working with this so-called drug abuse clinic, right? And they're saying, oh, there's this rampant surge of substance D, which is the name of the drug. So this clinic privatized the police to crack down on substance D. The police officers are anonymous to one another, and they cannot reveal the information about their cases. Like, they go by one identity while they're civilians. They go by different identity when they go into the office. So the police officers are investigating the drug dealers and users, but they also have to go undercover as dealers and abusers. So they are basically reporting on themselves. Then they become addicted themselves. They are sent to the clinic. Then from the clinic, they're sent to work on farms where they harvest the plants that the substance D is derived from. By the way, I apologize for spoiling Scanner Darkly to everyone. You should still read the book and watch the Keanu Reeves movie. But like, it's really clever how like the government is like making these systems where like you're making a perpetual cycle of profiting off of the weak and defenseless.
But in our case, we're making profit on the lowliest of low criminals. Clean up the streets for you. There you go. But yeah, so back to the restaurant. Haruka's having a problem, because he's like learning. These people are doing nothing wrong. They're just trying to live.
Yep.
Then obviously, Mama.
We have lives too, man.
Like,
we just gotta eat humans. We just gotta eat humans to survive. But we have jobs. We have mortgages.
Look, if you're dumb enough to fall for it, then that's on you. Although that did happen in Build as well, but instead of being eaten, switched bodies, and technically it was still murder. Damn, even the damn Kamen Rider you can't even be lighthearted in the main timeline. You can't even be lighthearted in the main timeline. Jesus.
I mean, even in the main timeline, you got two brothers in a van and they ran as fast as they can, and then they got injected with insect DNA with jewels implanted in them so that they would have to fight each other to the death. So
and that's the main timeline of Black.
Yeah.
That's the messed up part.
But also, the 390s films are technically canon, so...
Let's not even get into Shin. That, in and of itself, my God. But, yeah, so Haruka's just having a problem with this, and then obviously, Mama Mizuhara is perfected the gas that you saw in the apartment complex. Only this time, it won't hurt humans. And so, it's used upon the stragglers, and... Obviously, Haruka got in the way of Shido before that went down.
Yep.
And it's just like, ugh. It's always a problem with those two, but we'll see in the next episode. Even though, Haruka's in Shido's way and Shido's not, he ain't putting up with that, he still cares about our boy Haruka.
Yeah.
He cares. Yeah. But
he
how
cares.
much he cares? We'll see. We'll see next week. But you
mean this week?
Well, not fully. You gotta wait until next week. But for now, not a lot happens. It's just you're learning a bit more shady businesses. You see that there's good Amazons. The Toku trope already.
Yep.
Tried and true Toku trope.
What do they do?
Oh yeah, basically we just explained everything. Yeah, they got. Oh yeah, that's right. See now that
drones should be legal.
They basically. I honestly was watching that scene thinking, okay, Mike Astro is going to be a little triggered because you're gassing. You're gassing them with poison liquid in a sense of. I'm not gonna say what, but the timeline, when it happened.
Yep. That thing that I'm still like unpacking, and certain lyricists need to also unpacked. I'm not gonna say who.
Basically, you know what happened in the 50s in southern parts with. I'm not gonna say it, but if you've seen the Boondocks, you saw Granddad in his raincoat when it happened.
Oh, I thought you were also talking about 1930s.
I ain't going that
well,
I wasn't gonna go down. Y'all knew what I was thinking, but you knew what I was thinking, so thank you. But I didn't want to mention it.
Yeah.
Both times. So.
I know what you're talking about.
It's like we all went, like, we all have ancestral things that we need to unpack in the last 80 years.
Yeah, it was very hard up trying to mention that part, the first part, but the second part, I was like, nah, I ain't touching that one with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
But you saw it in Black Sun as well, so that's what makes me like. Amazons are slow. The first season, yes, but remember, we get the second season in the movie. 3 movies, because technically the first 2 seasons were turned into movies for those who needed to catch up. But there's one main movie that happens after the 2 seasons.
Wow.
And then there's a third part?
Well, the first 2 movies are just seasons 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then
there's the third one after that?
Yes, that one takes place after the second season.
That's interesting.
I'm surprised nobody knew that.
Nope.
It's weird because, like, I only know about the 2 movies that summarize, like Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
Like, I swear, like, my first exposure to Gurren Lagann was literally the 2 movies.
Oh wow.
But yeah, so that whole thing happened, and then Jin is fighting a resurrected Jun. Like I said before, checkmate in 5 moves, and the episode ends with just the first 2 moves. Again,
he's like, "Damn it, I did it too early."
No, that's the next episode. But Virgin Viewer Michael, what did you think?
This was to me, no offense. It felt like a filler episode, but I give episode 9 or 10 out of 10.
I guess you think it's filler because there's nothing that happens, but it bleeds into the next episode, into the next. And it's slow, but it highlights the relationship between Shido and Haruka. It builds up the menace that is Kamen Rider Sigma. And then you got the Nozama Foundation and Tachibana. # not my Tachibana.
Definitely not my Tachibana.
and the assistant, the little Mitch. Actually, I can just say he a bitch. Yeah, he a bitch. What? 10 out of 10. Vulcan. Yep. Your thoughts.
I would say I give this episode a 9 out of 10. Like, there's so much to unpack about the whole drone strike thing. But I like what they did with that. Like what the implications that they're trying to explain with that sequence. And it's like, it's like that skid of Mitchell and Webb when they're those 2 Nazi officers, like, Hans, are we the baddies? And like, Hark has to realize, maybe not all not all Amazons.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is a 10 episode for me. Because I almost forgot to mention that they're basically waiting to use this not globally, but all city wide, all the they're waiting to use it all over the city for when it rains.
Tell
I'm restarting. My computer's restarting on its own.
Talalok. It's just I think, what is a Greek god?
I think so. Could be an Incan god or something. I don't know.
But Talalok, that's the operation name. I forgot to mention that part. Well, yeah. Now, Astro is dealing with computer issues. Episode 10, J, Jungle Law, Jungle Hunt.
A jungle law.
Yes, yeah. Into the Cannibals and Jungle Law. Into the Cannibals pot.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna. No.
Mm-hmm.
The Hannibal. I like the Hannibal-esque implications. I'll give it that. Point on that.
Yeah.
But oh man, so we continue on with Jun with his chess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He did it in 5 moves, but what saved him from that? What saved Jin was Nanaha, because in the last episode he forgot to kiss her, and he's like, damn, I forgot to kiss her. Well, that's bad luck.
Yeah, but it's nice that she managed to save his butt again.
Yep, he collected the data he needed, as well as Jun collecting the data needed from that fight. So she's like, you forgot something. He's like, right, like kiss. She's like, no, get eggs, you idiot. But obviously, I think just Jin and Nanaha. I mean, it's gonna be very confusing. Jin and Nanaha's relationship is so pure and is so real because they don't have to say anything and they understand each other. And that's very much certain. You see that in this episode when she's healing him, a la Beauty and the Beast. Literally felt reminiscent of Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
And like he's like, oh, you're so worried. Like, why do you have to hurt me so? Don't you care about me? Aren't you worried? And she's like, so you think I'm not worried? You don't think I don't worry about you every time you go outside? He's like, no, I don't. She's like, you're right. Boom. But obviously, underlying message, he cares. And he's like, hey, if anything would have happened to me, and she's like, nothing. But obviously, she heard that. He knows she heard that. Again, even though communication is very important in a relationship, their relationship is so strong, they don't need to say anything. They just understand each other. So that's that segment out the way. Oh, I just love their dynamic.
Yep. No, I agree.
Like everybody. Y'all say y'all out here want yourself a Miho you want your Miho in your lives? Nah. You need yourselves a Nanaha. You want a Miho on the side though. I'm just saying.
I agree.
No. And Mizuki, she's still worried about Haruka. So, actually, before I even get to Mizuki, Shido basically tells Haruka, like, you get in my way again, I will hunt you. And yeah. You feel the tension between the two because Haruka just doesn't agree with.
Because it's like everything Haruka does, he's in the wrong, no matter what. If he decides to act, he's wrong. If he decides to hesitate, he's wrong. Like everything he does is wrong to this guy. And it's like it's kind of like how when Keiwa, when he joined the DGP, he wanted to like bring world peace. It's like, but you're doing it without any direction. You don't know what it means to do this. You don't know what you have to sacrifice and how like the bonds you have to make and the people you have to betray to get it done.
Right.
And it's like, oh, you expect the rest of us to sacrifice our personal aspirations for you? And like that's kind of like the same conversation that Haruka is having with these guys.
Yeah. It's like he's trying, and you see, with hindsight now, and you see like what he goes through in the second season. You see like where he goes. Like it starts to show how and why he got there, because like he can't catch a break. He's okay. We got Mamoru, our little cinnamon roll. He's just an innocent little bugger.
Yep.
But then Haruka is he's trying to be the typical Kamen Rider, the hero of justice. And not just the hero of justice. And he's trying to be the hero of justice, that's shaped and molded out of the Showa era with the conviction of a Heisei writer.
Right.
And it's like he's trying to be both Showa and Heisei, but he just can't because this is a show. It's a Showa writer interpreted in
in a Heisei era.
Yeah, so it's like it's difficult. He's in a difficult path, and then that's when they see the Fuku stops the truck, and that's where they see Mizuki and Misaki. This man, absolute legend. He's like, "Oh, Miss Mizuki, have you been getting my text? You liking that, right?"
Yeah,
that's no big deal. And then you see in the background while Haruka and Mizuki are having this conversation, she's just begging him to come home. She doesn't like seeing him fight. You see Mizuki getting out of the truck. She's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And Nozomi pulling his ass back in.
Yeah, and everyone's just like giggling because like, oh, look at Haruka being an adorable little teenager.
Like,
a little slice of humanity that he'll never get to experience again. Just kidding.
It's the characters that bring it in just all of Tokusatsu. And just Misaki is goated. Yeah, we love our Georges and Jeans in Geets and Revice respectively. They're top tier, but right next to them, Misaki and Mamoru.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other side of them, Haruka and Jin. If I had to rate them, that's going to be an impossible type of list to make.
Yeah. I just love like the character interactions because honestly, what makes a show work is the chemistry between them because like when you look at Dom Brothers, like it doesn't have a particularly strong plot, but at least it has strong character chemistry and actor chemistry. Like how many times have we talked about Haruka and Sonosuke? And when I say Haruka, I mean Haruka from Dom Brothers, not Haruka. Can you imagine if Amazon Omega like had like a scene with Sonosuke from out of nowhere?
I could see it because you had the Amazon Riders interact with the old school Amazon and X-Aid Riders.
Yeah.
And and they also interacted with the teacher from Forte.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I forgot that happened. If you gotta Google Kamen Rider Forte with Amazon, the teacher, the one with the
the one that was a red herring for Scorpio.
Yes, he did. It was a variety show that was doing promotion for one of the Rider movies. He interacts with the Amazon Riders. Oh my god, it was so good.
Yeah,
it was so good. But yeah, these two, like basically Haruka is just like he feels offended though that she thinks that he needs to come home, and she's like, it can be different this time. I'll tell mom to let you outside. And I was like, that's not what I want. I enjoy fighting. It
makes me feel alive.
Yeah, so
I'm no longer a fish in a tank. I'm a fish at sea.
Yeah, so he leaves with and Jin and Nanaha arrive because he's like, I've got some info for y'all.
Ooh, you ever heard of Talak?
I love how before he gets in the truck, Jin gets in the truck with them. He gives Nanaha her kiss and gets his eggs. Everything is right. And Misaki's like, oh man, I want that.
Yeah.
Jin just smiles at him like, yeah, I got that.
You just got brocked.
It's lovely.
You got brocked like a Misty Cane.
It's lovely. I'll be right back. Boken, you got the floor.
Okay. Well, okay. So here we are. So they look at the video feed that they've managed to capture from Nozama Industries, and turns out that Amazon's were just a practice run for a final product, which is Amazon Sigma. And even he is a prototype to demonstrate to buyers so they could make it so they could mass produce the more Amazons, and more specifically the Sigma kind. And they have noticed that, first of all, this is one of their friends, the one that was killed in episode 2, the one that said, "If I'm going to be eaten by an Amazon, I'm glad it's you." And that's just like really freaky, man. Because like, personally, I would never want to be eaten by anyone. I mean, like, not just because I'm an apex predator with sapiens, but also because, just like, I think any animal doesn't want to be eaten by another animal. But so, you fight or die. You fight or die. That's basically what it is. But in the, he shows up and so like they're surprised, but they have to face another Amazon, or so they think. So they drive over, but first they kick Haruka out of the squad. He's like, "I don't want you here anymore. I don't want you here anymore. You're just getting in the way all the time."
Basically, Haruka is like, "I don't agree with Talalok. I'm not." So Shido's like, "Look, I'm gonna hunt you." He's like, "Remember when you said if you eat a human, I'm gonna hunt you down? Well, if you get in my way, I'll hunt you down."
Mm-hmm.
But you see,
you so much as eat that last donut over there, I will hunt you down.
God, I wanted to quote the Suicide Squad because it's that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, Haruka leaves. Obviously, Mamoru doesn't want him to leave, but then you see Shido chug his beer, crumple up his can, and just throw it. Because again, he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to make. He's grown. He loves this team.
Yeah.
They're his family, but he had to do what was right for the team.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Even though they realize, okay, if this happens, the Amazons are gone. There goes their money.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Gene, I think you already mentioned. I'm guessing you already mentioned that since Gene knows about Talalok and he's okay with it happening to himself as well.
Yep.
Since basically that's like Gene's like, I'm taking out every single Amazon, including myself.
Yep.
Oof.
Which makes me wonder, like in Death Note, when Ryuk says, "Once you've killed every last criminal, won't you be the most evil person on Earth?" I'm like, if Light succeed in wiping out all the evil in the world, would he write his own name in the book just to finish everything off?
Probably not.
He will.
He's too egomaniacal to do that.
Lelouch v. Britannia would, and he did.
Actually, bringing back my whole point with the restaurant and the whole thing, Lelouch and Light would do something like that.
Yep.
Take the worst criminals, serve them up. See,
and then serve himself up once the job is done.
Yeah. Well, Lelouch would serve himself up. Light would just keep going and going.
Yeah. Or look for an excuse not to see himself as the most evil.
Yeah. See, Lelouch, though, he would just like, all right, once all the criminals have been served up and eaten by the Amazons, then he would just end himself.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, Haruka's gone. And they get, like you already said, they got that signal and they go off and
time to go after it.
Yeah.
But when they get there, who do they find?
The zombie Jun.
And he's like Mamoru being the sweet little cutie pie. He's like
my Haruka.
He's like Pennywise from the 80s version of it, where it's like, "Come on, son, come over here. We got balloons and candy and whatnot. And I don't have to join the military."
See, and if y'all think mentioning Tim Curry and a Toku is weird, well, we did Life with Derek in the last Toku review. And no, it's not weird mentioning Tim Curry and a Toku because he was in a Toku.
Yeah. It's like, "Malcolm, why are you copying my data? Are you kidding me? Do you know how many floppy disks I had to exhaust just to copy half of your data? We need to put on more lights." I swear, like that should have been a meme. Put on more lights.
See, you can never take away the fact that Tim Curry was in a tokusatsu in the 90s.
Yes.
That's...
See, like every time when a celebrity dies, someone always puts up that same meme of like, "Oh, I'm letting you all know right now that I was a fan of Tim Curry's before he died," and I'm like, "Yeah." Like, who could ever forget his work as Kilo Khan? No one ever remembers Kilo Khan, but I remember Kilo Khan.
Yes, sir. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Even SSS's Gridman made that reference in the English dub to make the act. They deliberately told the actor to sound distinctly like Tim Curry because he was playing Kilo Khan in that version. Like, sound like Tim Curry's Kilo Khan. That is attention to detail.
You know what's funny? Like, whenever like someone's a huge fan of 4S Gridman and has like never watched the original Gridman, I'm like, check this out. And then I show them the opening theme song to Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, and I love watching the reaction. Wait, this used to be a live action show in America in the 90s? What?
Done by the same company that did Sailor Moon.
Yeah, and
Sabrina
Mummy's
the Teenage
Alive.
Mummy's Alive, yeah. Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
No, it's Sabrina the Animated Series.
Yeah, Sabrina the Animated
Mysteries.
Mummy's Alive.
Surprisingly, they didn't do their own version of Josie and the Pussycats, but it's okay because Hanna-Barbera still had the best version.
Yes, they did. And don't forget Sonic Underground.
Sonic Underground. And the less I say about Super Duper Sumos, the better.
Ugh. Well, it has its nostalgia. That's all it has. That's all it has. But
that's all it has.
Yeah. But yeah,
you know, it's a show I was able to get Toys R Us for $5. Roswell Conspiracies.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's
that
not go down that rabbit hole. Oh my god, I've not heard that.
Yo, man, I miss UPN Kids. That block was fun. Like Saturdays we would have Fox Kids, and then Sundays we'd have Kids WB. And like I don't know why, but for some reason they started playing Beetleborgs and Metallics on UPN. So it's like, when I saw this, like the last 5 or so episodes of Beetleborgs Metallics, I didn't see them on Fox Kids. I don't think they even aired them on Fox Kids. I saw them all on UPN.
I have no idea, honestly. But yeah, basically Jun is like, hey, remember your other teammate? Remember the one that ate me? This was his bracelet I used you guys to bring him here.
Yep.
And they have to fight him. They know that it ain't really him. He's just a zombie because they're using Amazon cells. Basically, they're doing what I mentioned with the restaurant.
With the exit, on exit. Too dangerous zombie.
Or zombie.
Jamoto.
But yeah, they basically do. Tachibana's company is doing what I was having that idea for the restaurant, except they're taking just dead bodies, cadavers, if you will, and just putting Amazon cells in them and wants to mass produce them. And yeah, he Tachibana doesn't want that the Talalock to happen because he's like, hey, what we got this going on? What you doing? Again, hashtag not my Tachibana, and that little bitch boy assistant just giving up the oh my god, I just want to slap him. But yeah, so they have to fight him. Then he takes Mamoru away, but then Haruka senses and comes saves our little cinnamon roll.
So cute.
Come save our cinnamon roll. Because like, look, no matter how, like I said, Shido can be mad at Haruka all he wants. He still cares about Haruka. And then he goes to Haruka, I will beat you in 4 chess moves. And he's like 4. He looks at 5 and like, nah, I can beat you in 4. Because he doesn't see him as much of a threat as he did Jin. And then boom, 3. Damn. Less than I thought. And that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's how the episode ends.
Yeah, man. Ugh. Poor Mamoru. Poor Mamoru, like Poor Mamoru.
Yeah.
He loses 2 teammates, gets a new teammate, finds out his other teammate's alive, but is just a zombie. He's trying to hurt him, and then his other teammate's just laying out dead.
Yeah.
This poor boy.
I feel sorry for the guy.
I wish Virgin Mike
And
could.
then Haruka's gone too, and he was making such good bonds with Haruka. I still remember episode 4 when they were sharing a cheeseburger together, and it was so cute.
Like just the interactions with the team that we've gotten in the last 3 episodes is just so good. And I'm gonna binge watch the rest of the series, because after next week's review, that's where I stopped Amazon's, because I did not want to watch the final episode. I know it happens throughout the rest of the series, but I refused to watch anymore because I wanted to live in denial that it was over.
Yeah.
I'm still in denial that it's over.
And by the way, heads up to everyone, just so you know how things are going to play out. We are doing, next week, we are doing episodes 11 and 12 of Amazon. The week after, we're just doing 13 by itself so that we could give a little extra time to just reflect on the season as a whole. And then we go back to doing 2 episodes at a time, with episodes 14 and 15 up until the last episode, which we will also which we'll review by itself, so that we can review the series as a whole in that same episode.
And if they got the movie on there, we should actually review the movie.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, this is Rider Time Archive. We're not as pressed as Rider Time Podcast to like use every week on just episodes. We actually have the liberty to review movies.
Yeah, and we got a little Astro disconnection over here. There it is.
Yeah, there we go.
Virgin viewer, what did you think of this last episode?
I loved it. 10 out of 10. I don't care what anyone has to say about it.
Yeah. No, I agree. This one was definitely a lot better. This one was definitely a 10 for me because, we're not just introduced to a new threat. We see how much of a threat it is. And now we also have a time lock. So, if we don't get this done in a certain amount of time, we are screwed.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Obviously this is a 10 for me. And it's just the characters. Misaki and Jin interacting alone is already just brilliant.
Yeah.
Misaki carries. This is what Mamoru is our cinnamon roll. Misaki carries this show.
Yeah.
And yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna binge the rest of the series, and then I'll go back to rewatching 2 episodes at a time to review it, just because I need.
Same here. I'm already watching episode 11.
I think I'm only gonna binge it because I've come to terms. I think doing this podcast review has made me come to terms that yes, Amazon's is over. It's time to face the final stage of grief and acceptance, and just you know what, it's time to complete the series proper. Even though I have all the information of the series, might as well just do it, rip it off like a band-aid. But now you know our thoughts. What about your thoughts? Sound off in the comments below, because since we do this live, you get to see your comments down below.
So and like I said, we love you all.
Right. Akeem Sampson says, "Keep up the good work." Thank you. Thank you. Triple O XYZ says, "So much to unpack." Yeah, there is.
It is. It is so much to unpack.
Yeah, y'all thought Black Sun was messed up. Where do you think they got it from? Here.
Yep. Country City Coffee Cherry Couple King. That's a really long name. Where my food? I don't know.
I ate
it. Go get some. There's a grocery store somewhere, I'm sure.
I ate it. And you know what's messed up? Yeah, I just forgot to mention that Nozomi was referenced as food the entire time that they entered the restaurant. The guy already knew she was a human. He was like, "Welcome. We do allow you to bring outside food, but the first dish has already been prepared. The outside food being Nozomi." And he's like, "Let me take." And he's even then still saying, "Let me take your food to the kitchen." Now, I'm not gonna lie, cannibalism is wrong, but Nozomi, there are things about Nozomi I would eat. That's all I'm saying.
Go in the corner. Go in the corner.
You saw her in that dress. You already know. Oh my god.
Go in the corner. Go in the corner.
Okay. Namatrix92 says Nanaha is wife goals. Yes.
Yes.
She is.
Agreed.
Yes, she is.
1,000,000,000% agreed.
Yes, she is. And Rafael Navarro says thoughts on Once a Ranger from Operation Overdrive. I mean, we already did a video on that, so there's not much to say. But Jared wasn't there for that, so
I will say I have nostalgic memories of that because I was watching it. Me and my cousin, since I'm here, my cousin's in bedside. We were watching Operation Overdrive, and we were like, eh. But when we both saw Once a Ranger, we would call each other like, "Yo, you saw that?" So I have fond memories of Once a Ranger and seeing all the returning characters. But then now being into Super Sentai and seeing the Sentai they got it from, it's like apples to oranges. But still, I hold Once a Ranger in a nostalgic part of my life, even though there was a lot wrong with it.
See, for me, Bokinger was the first Sentai I saw. So Overdrive was the first Ranger series I watched after seeing its Sentai counterpart. So here I was hoping that, are we going to get Tori, Tommy, Sam, Chip, and Dagger on a comeback? No. One of them did come back.
I mean, we got the proper seasons.
Yeah, but surprisingly, a different Black Ranger showed up, and I'm not complaining about that because that's one of my most favorite Black Rangers. But
he's still surprised that Tommy's a doctor. So he's like, that guy doing all the Kia is a doctor. Huh. Couldn't believe.
So I'm. Honestly, I actually saw the morph on YouTube before I saw the actual episode. So I'm like, this gotta be fan made because you got this weird new morph for Adam and you got Bridge as the Red Ranger. This is clearly fan fiction.
They did take that Adam morph and did it with the rest of the Mighty Morphin team.
Yeah, that was fan made, and they did not a bad job. But I'm like, this has to be fan fiction because, Bridge is the Red Ranger. And look at me. Now I sound like Sky, but no. No, because, if anything, if Bridge did come back, I thought he would come back as the Blue Ranger because he became the Blue Ranger in the season finale of SPD. Glad they explained it, though. I'm just having a hard time imagining Sky wearing Doggy Kruger's uniform, though. The thought of that just feels weird. But anyways, I like the Legacy cast. I love the 5 of them interacting because they do have chemistry, and I would love to see a series starring the 5 of them together. But I feel like what they did there was the opposite of what a lot of movies do nowadays, where they make the Legacy cast look bad to make the market cast look good. Here, they made the market cast look bad to make the Legacy cast look good. And the thing is, you don't need to because the Legacy cast were already good. We still loved them. But you didn't have to make, we lost our powers, we give up, nothing to do, or we're like, we can't pull the sword out. I guess we're done here. I'm like, come on, guys, you could do better than that. That is my one biggest complaint about that 2-part episode. But hey, final battle. I love seeing them morph together. That's all I have to say on the matter.
The only reason why I watched Operation Overdrive was for Once a Ranger.
Yeah.
That's the only.
And if you want to hear more of our thoughts on that, be sure to check out one of our earlier videos that we've made way back called Operation Overdrive Wasn't That Bad, because we did do that video. Try finding it after this podcast.
Yeah. But also, before we head out, did anyone but me notice that Jin's helmet when he's riding his motorcycle says Kabuto?
Did it?
Yes.
I mean, I noticed more in the background, not the foreground. Than whoa. Stop
You mean-
on me, calling me Sally.
This Kabuto?
No, it just says Kabuto on it.
Do you mean this Kabuto?
Jesus.
You did that yourself. You remember what you did? You did this yourself. You brought this upon yourself, Astro.
Do you mean this Kabuto?
Congratulations, you played yourself. But yes. All that said and done, be sure to follow all things Morphin Network on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram.
Yeah. And hopefully, if it's okay, start making some TikToks.
I mean, get them TikTok. Go to Scrub Club Gaming
podcast.
Yes.
And you know what? Yeah.
Since we were talking about Operation Overdrive, gotta follow the Buttery Show.
Boken, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto. Jared, where can they find you?
Find me at youtube.com/HenshinGate. We are putting up videos quite soon. Twitch.tv/HenshinGate, where we're going live in about 2 hours with the new episodes of Kamen Rider Geeks and Avatar Sentai. Dun brothers, dun brother party for the finale. So if y'all want to join in for that, you gotta join in at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about it for now. Where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at RedRanger2134 and on Twitch at RedFalcon347. Until then, everyone, we love you. Be sure to
Stay
hug
safe.
your loved one.
The weather's nuts out here.
Stay hydrated.
And I'm here.
Update your emergency kits. Make sure if you have a battery pack, like what's it called, an external power bank, make sure it stays charged just in case.
Mm-hmm. Crazy times.
Until then, everyone, this has been the Morphin Network signing off.
And
We
be
love
sure
you
to
guys.
check out Geets and Don Brothers on Thursday when we review them.
Love, peace, chicken grease. Bye-bye.
And raw eggs.
Oh my God.